Imagine a queen who stood against the might of the Roman Empire, a woman who rallied her people, struck fear into her enemies, and carved her name into history through fire and blood. This is the story of Boudica, the warrior queen of the Iceni, whose rebellion shook Roman Britain to its core. 2,000 years ago, Britain was under Roman rule. For some tribes, life under Rome meant new trade, roads, and technology. But for others, it meant heavy taxes, humiliation, and the loss of freedom. The Iceni tribe, in what is now eastern England, had been allowed some independence at first. Their king, Prasutagus, ruled as a client king under Rome. But when he died in the year 60 CE, everything changed. Instead of respecting his will, which left half his lands to his daughters and half to Rome, Roman officials seized everything. They publicly humiliated Boudica, Prasutagus's widow. According to the Roman historian Tacitus, she was flogged, and her daughters were brutally assaulted. These acts weren't just personal insults, they were an attack on the honor of her tribe, and Boudica would not forgive. Fueled by rage and determination, she called on neighboring tribes to rise up. What followed was one of the most violent and dramatic rebellions Rome ever faced. Boudica's forces grew into a massive army, tens of thousands strong. Armed with swords, spears and chariots, they marched on Camulodunum, the Roman capital of Britain, today known as Colchester. The city was lightly defended, and the rebels overwhelmed it with ease. The Roman temple dedicated to the emperor was besieged for 2 days before it fell. The city burned, and the population was slaughtered. But Boudica wasn't finished. Her army moved on to Londinium, modern London. At the time, Londinium was a bustling new Roman settlement and an important hub for trade. When the Roman governor, Suetonius Paulinus, realized he couldn't defend the city, he abandoned it. Boudica's forces swept in, and once again, the city went up in flames. Archaeologists today still find a distinct layer of burned debris beneath London, a scar from Boudica's revolt. Her rebels continued their campaign, destroying Verulamium, modern St. Albans, and killing tens of thousands of people. Ancient sources claim that up to 70,000 Romans and Romanized Britons were killed during the uprising. Whether the numbers are exaggerated or not, the rebellion left a trail of fire and devastation. Eventually, Rome had to strike back. Suetonius Paulinus gathered a disciplined army, though it was far smaller than Boudica's massive rebel force. The decisive battle is believed to have taken place somewhere along Watling Street, though the exact location is still unknown. Despite being outnumbered, the Roman army had better training, armor, and tactics. They formed a tight formation, held their ground, and eventually crushed Boudica's forces. The defeat was brutal, and the rebellion collapsed. What happened to Boudica after the battle remains uncertain. Tacitus says she poisoned herself to avoid capture. Another historian, Cassius Dio, claims she fell ill and died. Either way, her end was as dramatic as her life, and her story became legend. Boudica's rebellion may have failed, but her legacy endured. She became a symbol of resistance, of defiance against oppression. In Victorian Britain, she was celebrated as a national heroine, and her statue still stands near the Houses of Parliament in London. A fierce queen driving her war chariot, hair flowing, eyes blazing. Her story raises powerful questions. How far would you go to defend your people? What would you risk when faced with overwhelming odds? Boudica's courage and determination made her one of the most iconic figures of ancient Britain. She reminds us that even in the darkest moments of history, the voice of resistance can never be fully silenced. If you enjoyed learning about Boudica and want to hear more stories of history's most fascinating figures, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. And if you're ready for more right now, check out the other videos on the channel. You won't want to miss them. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.